Welcome back, focused learners. Ready for another explainer? Today, we're unpacking a truly fascinating piece of esoteric material. It's a narrative that bridges the gap between multidimensional care and a very specific, hard deadline, the year 2035. What really makes this framework stand out in a sea of esoteric texts, is just how intricately structured it is. It doesn't just toss out vague spiritual concepts. No, it presents a highly detailed universe that speaks directly to that tension we all feel right now, that tug of war between our daily earthly exhaustion and this massive cosmic shift that's supposedly looming just over the horizon. So, let's get right into what this material is actually telling us about the next decade of human evolution.
Are you feeling this unexplained, deep in your bones sleepiness lately? Or maybe you're experiencing sudden, totally unpredictable emotional shifts that just seem to come out of nowhere. Usually, we just write these feelings off, right? We blame it on simple burnout, the stress of modern life, or figure we just need another cup of coffee. But what if there's a much larger cosmic reason behind the exhaustion? As we approach 2035, this framework suggests that these everyday symptoms might not be random fatigue at all. Instead, it frames them as the literal physical side effects of a massive unseen shift happening all around us. It actually gives a profound weight to that exhaustion you might be feeling right now.
Okay, let's dive into this really fascinating concept of friction heat. The source material describes those intense physical and emotional symptoms as the energetic byproduct of an old system actively deconstructing. Think about it like the grinding gears of a massive rusty machine that's being pushed way beyond its limits. As those old gears finally start to break down and give way, they generate an enormous amount of physical heat. Well, this narrative suggests we're experiencing something very similar, just on an energetic level. Releasing old paradigms and global systems creates friction. So you aren't just tired. According to this, you are literally registering the intense friction of changing systems on a universal scale, right within your own body.
To manage all this overwhelming friction, the text introduces us to a central figure named Saria, known as the Cosmic Orchestrator. See, humanity isn't just left alone to navigate this turbulent transition. Saria is placed within a vast, highly structured cosmic hierarchy. Specifically, she's positioned among a group known as the 108 Commanders. And this is where the narrative gets incredibly compelling. It builds this idea of a highly organized, multidimensional oversight committee. It presents a universe where higher dimensional beings are actively coordinating and managing the chaos behind the scenes, ensuring that this profound evolutionary shift is guided with absolute precision rather than just left to chance. Now, what's really interesting about this is that Saria is presented as far more than just a standard healer. Her cosmic resume is absolutely staggering. She's a specialist from the Pleiades who has managed the harmony of health and spirit for literally millions of years. When you contrast her ancient, vast experience with our incredibly short, frantic human lifespans, it creates a real sense of awe. The text describes her as an orchestrator of energy circulation. On a multidimensional scale, that means she doesn't just fix what's broken, she optimizes the entire flow of the universe. She treats our collective energy like a brilliantly complex system that requires expert, continuous fine-tuning. So what exactly is Saria doing for us right now? Well, her current mission is defined as biostabilization for ground leaders. Now, who are these ground leaders or ground commanders? Don't worry, this isn't about military ranks. In this context, the source is referring to everyday people, empaths, caregivers, visionaries, folks who are carrying incredibly heavy burdens to help elevate the planet. For these individuals, the constant energetic toll can be absolutely devastating. Biostabilization acts like an invisible energetic IV drip. It's a continuous, behind-the-scenes flow of support specifically designed to keep these vital individuals going when they feel completely depleted, when they feel like they have absolutely nothing left to give.
The material presents a really clear, powerful contrast regarding how we experience the world right now. On one side, we have the weight of missions and 3D noise. This is the 24-hour news cycle, the endless bills, the daily grind, the relentless stress that constantly drains our energy. It's loud and it's heavy. On the exact opposite side is the peace of a healing portal. This represents the profound stillness and stabilizing relief that Saria's higher dimensional energy supposedly provides. The narrative beautifully reframes our profound human exhaustion. It tells us, hey, this isn't a personal failure, but a symptom of a much larger mission, and it offers this quiet, multidimensional energy as the ultimate antidote.
And this brilliantly illustrates how grounded this cosmic narrative actually is in our everyday reality. The text says, when the commander finds peace in his granddaughter's smile. I mean, that is just a stunning concept. The ultimate access key to this profound multidimensional care isn't locked behind decades of intense meditation on a remote mountaintop. And no, it doesn't require complex, elite rituals. It happens through incredibly simple, accessible moments of human joy. Finding peace in a grandchild's smile, or maybe just a quiet moment out in nature, is literally described as the mechanism for stepping into Saria's high-frequency healing portal. It makes the absolute highest levels of cosmic healing available to us in our most deeply human moments.
All of this profound preparation and energetic tuning, it all builds toward a very specific, monumental climax, the April 2035 dimensional boundary crossing. The text doesn't frame this as just another date on the calendar. It's presented as a massive evolutionary milestone for humanity. Just imagine what a colossal surge of energy might actually feel like for our collective consciousness. It's described as an inevitable threshold where the old rules of our reality will fundamentally change. Now, why 2035? Well, the narrative cleverly lets the mystery of that looming date hang in the air, building this intense anticipation for a moment when our multidimensional preparation will finally be put to the ultimate test.
Let's see how this builds across a chronological roadmap of the Ascension process. Right now, in the present day, we are in the grueling phase of energetic stabilization. We're managing that friction heat we talked about earlier. Then comes that turbulent threshold in April 2035, the boundary crossing itself. But the true beauty in this framework lies in what comes after. The future is described as the first rest on the new Earth. Just spend a second thinking about what that implies. It suggests a complete end to the friction heat, a massive collective exhale for humanity, and a permanent, peaceful shift in how we operate and exist together. Now, during that massive, potentially jarring transition in 2035, the text defines Saria's role using a brilliant metaphor. She is the shock absorber. Think about a car driving at high speeds down a highway. Without a shock absorber, hitting a massive pothole is going to cause devastating damage to the vehicle. Similarly, without Saria's buffering, hitting this massive energetic threshold could be completely overwhelming for the human psyche. She acts as a sort of cosmic concierge, absorbing the most intense friction so that our soul's awakening to its new, higher dimensional self happens gracefully and peacefully, rather than, shattering the fragile system of our current consciousness.
As we approach the end of the text, the guidance offered shifts dramatically. It moves away from the grand logistical timelines of boundary crossings and universal energy structures and becomes something deeply, deeply personal. It offers an incredibly empathetic and soothing comfort for anyone who is feeling the heavy weight of the world right now. The narrative concludes with a final, direct message from Saria to the weary listener. It serves as a gentle reminder that amidst all this crazy cosmic evolution, the individual human experience is seen, valued, and profoundly cared for.
I'm going to read this exactly as it appears in the source. Do not push yourself too hard. Your relaxation is the greatest contribution to aligning universal frequencies. I am holding you in my light. Let's just pause on that for a second. So the crucial point is how radically this flips our entire cultural obsession with hustle culture and constant productivity. According to this narrative, rest itself is your most profound cosmic contribution. If our ultimate job during times of massive universal change is simply to relax, find joy, and let go of the friction, how does that reframe our guilt over taking a weekend off? How might that change the way you approach your own need for downtime, starting today?